Hello.
There he is.
Hey.
I gotta get this fucking camera further away from my fucking face. God damn it. Hey. Aloha.
You look like you have the outfit to work here.
Yeah, I put on this because I'm in Hawaii.
Damn, I didn't get the memo.
One of us is in Hawaii and one of us
Nor do I have a Hawaiian shirt. So it wouldn't matter.
Yeah, well, they got associated with the wrong kind of douches for a while.
I mean, aloha shirt is just another form of camouflage, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, if it's done proper.
yeah.
Maybe a little too colorful for the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that big peach doing there?
Has anyone heard from Erickson today?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I think he responded to a complaint about Lipsky.
So
Maybe
there's
a day ago.
proof of
Yeah.
life.
I didn't have time to fucking even debate Lipsky today. I'm still in the middle of trying to put a fucking link on Facebook and that motherfucking evil TikTok bullshit just to put a thing on and edit my bio and put this link on like just all day. I mean, there's really no way to explain why it doesn't work, but it's just fucking, I've been sitting around.
It can be explained. It's just you can't.
I know. Yeah, no, I mean, the 800-pound gorilla reps are sending me, they sent me a video of watching them do it, and I do it, and the fucking link won't hook up. And I get fucking touchscreen things and shit. And I don't have the patience.
Well, I mean, Andy, you have to have a device that has touchscreen.
I have
to
one.
use touchscreen.
I have that, and then
Okay.
my phone and the computer, and there he is. It's just I mean, it's like if I had this must be what it's Erickson's here, so yeah, I feel like I had a real job today, and it made me want to cry.
Did you quit?
I would have I quit. I have quit several times in the middle of it and shit, and said, "Fucking that's it. I'm done with the internet today forever."
Wow.
He hasn't quit the job, but he's given up the task several times, which would just get you fired. So it's the same thing.
Yeah. I'll just stand around till they tell me to get out.
Go to your bunker with the cot and the Playboys.
Mm-hmm.
Last week you quit drinking, and this week you quit the internet.
I'm still in the middle of it, man. I got to finish up, but once this comedy thing, so it's fucking out and I can walk away, I'm done. It's like I don't think there's anything more painful than redundant self-promotion, unless you're into that shit. But it's
did you say painful or profitable? I didn't hear that.
No, it's painful, and profitable is I'm a fucking okay. So I got an email from the company a couple days ago, or yesterday, I guess. Yeah, because it was disheartening to go into the self-promotion after reading that YouTube has deemed my comedy inappropriate for most advertisers, which just leaves
we can all agree on that.
Which just leaves like glass dildos and whatever to advertise on it. So it's like, okay, I mean, that's fine. I get
What's wrong
that.
with glass dildos?
Nothing. In fact,
They need a
They're making them. That
spokesperson.
means someone's buying them.
yeah,
I mean, who didn't see that
YouTube
coming? Let's be honest.
yeah. I mean, I didn't expect not. I mean, but it's just like, I guess they were surprised by it, and that said that YouTube, put the 18 and over.
They meaning the 800-pound
Yeah,
gorilla?
I think that. Yeah, they're hoping to monetize their company.
Wait, so you're saying Nestle didn't see your clip and jump right on
Exactly what I was
that?
thinking
Yeah.
about.
I don't know which. It's
Brought
like
to you by your
Andy
friend.
Andrist game.
Look,
at
the
Nestle.
human urinal wasn't a victim. He was a willing participant. That stuff about God and that, fucking look at it from the Muslims' side of you. What else? And the fucking the nastiness of the Mother Earth was a metaphor, man. So fuck off.
A metaphor.
Here's what I find to be the most upsetting thing about it. YouTube deems me unworthy of their advertising, so it won't be able to be monetized. But you know what? Nobody fucking wants to buy anything they see on the YouTube. It's like your YouTube ads are interrupting something you wanted to see anyway. So fuck all of you fucking pansy motherfuckers.
So ask yourself this, buddy. Why then are you so mad about something that you clearly don't want no part of? You want no part of this advertising bullshit. These companies are garbage, and you'd feel like an asshole if you were the face of any of them. So you should be overjoyed that you don't have to put up with this crap.
Yeah,
you can be yourself, and you can
that
do
check
however
could be
you want.
nice.
Yeah, well, I never saw a check though. I never even thought about it being monetized by this YouTube fallout till they sent me a thing saying why it can't be.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't be so mad about something you didn't, feeling you're missing out on something you didn't even know you were in line
you
to get.
You clearly don't want any part of it.
What I'm mad about is sitting on the internet all day trying to put a fucking simple link on my Facebook page to go to the thing, I mean, I would go to Best Buy and abduct a fucking nerd. That's how fucking upset I am. And I don't have any, there's nobody I can turn to locally that can, it's the simplest fucking thing, man.
I still don't know what you're trying to do.
Put a link on trying to fuck with that stupid TikTok shit. I started a secondary TikTok page, downloaded a bunch of new friends, and now I can't get to the other one because the other ones, there's two of them now with slight variations. So I'm gonna start drinking.
You split your TikTok audience in half as your first move.
Yeah. I might
That's
even
how
have
you make it grow, Erickson.
Now you have to create twice the amount of content, a thing that you already hate.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if my daughter will send me dancing at her wedding videos, so I can just appease one of those fucking pages of that, whatever the fuck those people want. But I can't if I could just put a link on one of my many TikTok.
Why
pages.
are you having trouble posting a link?
I got it to work on Instagram through. I don't know how that. Because all day I was like, it wouldn't go link, and then maybe the link wasn't live. But it said it failed to load, so I kept messing with it. Anyway, it's
tough, man. The internet is
like,
tough. I will grant you that. You get frustrated real quick because you get in a loop and you can't figure out what your problem is, and
you keep doing the same thing over and over,
hoping
because you don't know what else to do.
Don't know what else.
And there's nothing better from a marketing perspective than a brand new account. So I mean,
right. Yeah, if I'm going to dance like nobody's watching on TikTok, because there won't be, because it'll be my own private TikTok page, which I'm trying to promote my comedy special for YouTube, who refuses to put advertisers on it. But the cool thing is they slap me with the 18 and over, which is just going to get more underage viewers.
Right.
And they're the assholes that can still
look. I don't remember this sort of outrage when the Issues with Andy YouTube page decided to stop monetizing, and I don't even think we ever collected any of our money, but
I still cannot get it to. They need me to submit a business plan and a DBA and all this shit. I'm like, we'll just
give us our $23.
That's just it. Probably has to reach $100 before they'll cut a check anyway.
I mean, eventually it will. But I mean, I can't get the super thanks to work until I get this whole thing going. And it's like, and this is harder than buying a fucking house. And they're still collecting advertising dollars.
Yeah.
It's not like they're going, well, we're just not going to advertise
We're
on
just
that.
giving it to them. Yeah,
here's another. Oh yeah, why don't they pay us, man? Come on, YouTube. I deem you unworthy of even mentioning this in your filthy breath. What I mean, it's like I remember being told by a manager of it was a hotel lobby bar in Seaside, Oregon. And it was fucking whatever family show. It wasn't my intention to be a family show, but there were families sitting around, and I didn't know how to do anything different. And then the guy's all fucking, stiff, staring at me. He keeps closer and closer. His arms crossed. He's doing delivering body language to try to, to get me to whatever.
Like this.
Well,
this kind of body language.
He's just like this,
Yeah.
But he was moving with his arm, like he'd move to a closer column every time I would drop a bomb or whatever. It was something that the kids didn't like.
Did he tell you something before you went on stage about like, hey, look, it's only 7:30 p.m. We still got, 50 covers to go through here. This is a dinner.
No, it wasn't like that. This was like, manager by attrition or whatever. He was just, laugh. In Seaside, Oregon, it's like, no matter what raunchy shit I might have said back in the 90s or whatever that was, is like, it's fucking nothing in comparison to what those dullards talk about on the bus.
I like how Andy like sets it up like back in the day when I did more blue material. Like I don't know what I said back then.
Oh, this was in the night. I mean, yeah,
dude, you're a
but that's
wild
YouTube.
card. You're a wild card.
YouTube's like, yeah, let her roll out. Human toilet. What? No, you gotta. And I told him, and I told this to other people along the way, is I can clean up the words, but the subject matter, I think, is what you're upset about.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's what they hear. I was like, I drop it. I won't say fuck or cunt or shit or whatever is upsetting the kids.
You'll try not
fucking, kids food poisoning themselves with the clam chowder you served. Maybe they're upset about the fucking shitty food there.
I mean, it goes back to the whole thing with Rouse when he got fired from a Funny Bone, I believe it was.
Among others,
you get hired by a club. Seaside might be different because I mean they might just take whoever's willing to go on
yeah
stage.
It was one nighter,
but when a club hires you and you have to assume that they heard your material to the effect that they're like, yeah, book them, especially when you're doing a 5-show 6-7 show weekend. Then it's incumbent upon the club to vet your material before they fucking hire you.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's what happened in Seaside. I think that
here's what
we got Andy Andrist and so and so. All right, whatever. Yeah.
And I did a pander for a minute because I remember this joke from that show, and it's just only because that guy was rattling me off of my R to whatever rated material. I said, I noticed your local team here, pander. They're called the Seagulls, and the Seagulls, what a lousy name for a sports team. Have you ever thrown bread for the Seagulls? Not the most ball sharing kind of things. Maybe you had a better punchline, but the point is Seagulls Seagulls are all in it for themselves.
Man, you fucking tore them up right there.
Wow, man, I'm surprised it didn't run you out on a rail.
Well, that's what he was mad about.
I can look,
Seagulls. You can mock my Christ, and you can tear down all the cultural institutions I cherish, but Seagulls.
Yeah, it's like another one. A lady in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She was running the club. Said I made her nearly cry when I talked about the local town, like Sioux Falls, and it was about broken glass on the sidewalk, and their ranking as a kid-friendly town, and said maybe sweep up the glass, something like that. That was like the last thing I thought I made her cry about. And she, that was a lot.
Is she a descendant of Iron Eyes Cody? Maybe you were talking about littering, and that just triggered.
Yes, I mean
the Indian.
Yeah.
I also, it's just I never know.
It took me a minute to put that joke together, Chaille. Well done.
I thought you would be on board immediately.
Iron Eyes Cody. I had conjured up a wrestler. I was like,
I would have got that if I
thought it was a mineral. I didn't catch it at all.
Iron Eyes.
Anyway, that's my
tough, Andy. Look, Andy, you do what you do.
It's just I'm not. I mean, I would probably
look. You're good at it, but for your own, I mean, it's always
too late
for us to turn the cameras on and to let you rant into them about whatever minutia has driven you over the fucking edge. I mean, we all get a kick out of it, and it's basically the whole show. So I'm not telling you to stop doing it, but I hope that in deep down under it, that of course you're not going to be popular with advertisers on YouTube. You're just, I mean, you're not. That's not what you're doing.
I see why
my feeling is that if you ever put out a special and the Nestle Corporation or Nabisco or or Pepsi wanted to be a part of it, you should seriously take a look back at all the things you said and maybe recalibrate what you're doing, because you're probably not doing it right.
I wish a human toilet could sponsor the show.
That would make sense.
But
I could offer a little bit of clarity here. Andy, it's not like they don't want, they're saying that no advertisers it's appropriate for you to be connected with any advertisers. They're saying there's a threshold. Is this clean for all advertisers? And if not, then it goes down to another tier, which means less money per clicks than someone who appeals to all, because then they can just throw a huge net out.
Yeah.
And that is as little as like no bad words in the title, no bad words in the first few minutes. I mean, these are parameters that they've set up to help them. I'm not trying to defend them because they've got their own problems, but they're trying to do that so they can figure out who to approach with the content. If someone doesn't give a shit, like the pipe company, the glass pipe company, they don't give a shit what you talk about. So they'll be able to steer your content towards those advertisers. So it's not like they're saying absolutely no advertising whatsoever. 800-pound gorilla should know better than that. I think that they should know that your content isn't going to be. I assume they listen to it.
Well, I mean,
they'll have things to steer it.
I think if they'd
right
probably
thing,
listened to it, maybe they wouldn't have said, "All right," I mean, if they'd have thought about bigger picture, they'd have seen this day coming. And then, but then it's like not even that. It's like constant. How do I get this clip over to there? And Stephen, this is okay. I mean, the fucking computer ruined my whole. I was in a good mood until about 11, and then it started getting.
That would have been a shitty show.
Yeah,
good thing.
Okay, but the first day this was about a few days ago. Stephen, I need some tutoring on this shit, and so he arranged to call me at 10 in the morning, and it's like central, so it's like my phone rings earlier than that, but so it's like 7 or so in the morning, my phone rings. And it says scam likely, which I've been getting a lot of those since I signed up for that Vegas fucking goddamn free room for fucking bullshit. So I've been getting a lot of those.
Vegas is still fucking biting you in the
Yeah. I got double COVID from fucking Vegas. It would have been, did you hear about the McDonald's worker that shot a couple of people in Fremont on the 29th of December?
No,
I just saw that, and it's like, shit, I think I got there around the 30th. So lucky me.
You're safe.
It's not all bad.
Anyway, so my phone rings, and it's like, I know this isn't, that other call, and I'm tired of these calls. And so I picked it up and I go, "What the fuck are you selling today, asshole?" Right? Like that's, and usually I'll hear a click, but this guy said, "Hi, Andrew, this is Stephen," which is the same name I'm expecting a call from 800-pound gorilla. So I immediately go, "Oh, fuck," thought I got the time wrong. And I go, "Man, Stephen, I'm sorry. I thought you were one of those fucking douchebags selling stuff." And then he was like, "Yeah, I'm with I noticed you signed up for that, that Vegas thing." And then he's like, he transitions and into Oregon Coast properties. I could put $130 and not get to stay in either without a sales presentation.
He was, but
he kept going. And then I just hung up. I mean, but he had me. If I would have kept on there, I would have given him my visa and had him ring me up for the thing, man, because I don't like fucking getting caught on the spot. But anyway,
you sign up for a timeshare, and at the end of it, you're like, "Now will you help me post this fucking link to Instagram, please?"
Yeah.
Wait, that's not you?
I got him to let me out of the Vegas package by going, I could bring my wife out there, but she's lousy with the cancer and she sounds like, and she's, it's in her brain. So she, but I was like, eventually they gave me my money back on the Vegas one because they knew I'd never, I go, well, would you think in the future you would have, I go, it's far too soon to start thinking about other women.
I mean, I'll probably have the money soon, but I'll be alone. Sure.
I just got to get me some cleaning supplies.
Once that life insurance money comes through, I'm not staying on Fremont Street. I can fucking tell you that.
Hello.
Hey,
it's Douglas Stanhope. You're both in Hawaii now. It's getting very kinky.
Here, let me get the
He's a ghost.
Oh man,
it was better. I liked it better with the.
This is the gayest White Lotus scene I've ever seen. Oh, there you go. And there's
we totally got White Lotus here.
Yeah, that's White Lotus right now.
A little more.
Yeah.
I miss you, freaks.
Huh?
Sometimes I get online and I go on delta.com and I fantasy travel. And today I was, till I realized I forgot my charger for my laptop. I was fantasy traveling flights back home.
What? To Bisbee?
On this trip?
Yeah, I was like, we could just go home, right?
And then you remembered you have no home.
Nope.
Yeah. It'd be a lateral move from a double tree to a double tree.
Yeah.
Turns out the most careless partying that went on at Doug's was just being in that house. I thought me and Frank went at the coke pretty hard in the closet, but we didn't know the whole fucking place could blow up at any minute. We just thinking nosebleeds.
Yeah, I get some emails from my insurance guy today, and I was not in the mood. I was very snarky because it's 6 a.m. It was. I don't want to say, well, I'm in Hawaii, by the way. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, so don't expect straight answers. I want to look the victim. He had some questions about paperwork and invoices. I'm like, fucking call my insurance agent. I don't know what the fuck.
I wish they'd try to do the same thing they did to me back in years ago and try to claim it's not my problem or it's not their problem because of an act of God.
What was your insurance company?
State Farm. And my daughter, so years later, my daughter got in a pile up of cars and she was pretty rattled. And I got there to the scene and I told her, forget about talking about that cell phone business. But and I go, and I told her, it's like, this is your first ding and you damaged about 5 cars and I owe State Farm for what they did with my garage back. And they said it was an act of God because a tree fell from my neighbor's side and hit my garage. Therefore, they're not, whoops.
Yeah, I do remember this.
It was God's tree.
Yeah. I got into it with a guy came to my house and I was getting ready to walk my daughter down to Montessori school, but this asshole shows up with a ladder and he wakes us, he's banging around the ladder and shit. And then he goes, sorry, I'm not covered because it was my neighbor's tree. And I go, what the fuck are you up there? And I said, like, I'm not a hothead, as you guys know. I'm getting ready. My daughter's in her little sailor suit ready.
Play the clip where last week Andy called the guy who ordered a tuna sandwich a fucking faggot.
No, he ordered a turkey. He ordered a turkey avocado, which was my order.
In front of him.
For ordering that sandwich.
Yes. For ordering the same thing he was going to order.
But I had COVID. I shouldn't even been in there. Like, man, I'm risking both of our lives just for walking in the store and you're going to get in front of me.
How are you feeling, by the way? You sound good.
Anger
sounds like you're breathing through it.
My snot rockets are traveling far shorter distances now.
Oh, well, that's long COVID.
We're going to go close to the pool.
Oh, man.
Enjoy.
You should be here, man. It is so cool.
The heat because it was only 72. I was freezing, and they don't have heat in Hawaii hotels.
Sorry for our listeners in California with the waters rushing up to your door in the mud and shit. You'll be all right. God bless you, Doug Stanhope.
Love you, man.
Yeah.
About
We got
70
the-
and beautiful
Man,
here today
how
too.
tan
So.
do we look?
Man, I
Okay,
look like
yeah.
I keep looking more and more like a skeleton the further away from chemotherapy. Like I should be getting healthier looking, and I'm
You
starting.
always look good, but it's just the lighting that you do.
Yeah, it's harsh lighting.
So
Yeah.
it's like you're in an Alfred Hitchcock movie or something.
Did you at least pick up the computer and show him your view?
Well, this is the view right here.
That's it.
That's
That's
the view.
great.
I
Oh.
just don't have any lights in
Yeah,
this
but
in
you
this
can see
room.
Mauna Loa up there.
Oh man,
Nice.
There
this
you
is
go.
a
There
what-
you go.
See, you
Oh,
can't.
that's-
Okay, there we go.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
That's fucking great.
boy. I wish
Well-
the Japanese planes would roll in there. Right now. You wouldn't be so smug then.
I'll be right back. My wife let my dog out. She's probably eating javelina all over the place.
Oh, no.
Shit. You're gonna
Yeah,
lose
we
another
gotta-
Javelina skull.
We definitely got a. But yeah, my fucking. You're right. I do. You know, my anger is a. My daughter used to be very entertained by it. You know, when I would, you know.
Yeah.
So you roll down the window and go, seriously, you guys got to block this street at 9 o'clock, school traffic, or, you know, she's like, found that kind of
Dude.
shit amusing.
I had a moment at work yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever it was, 4:45 in the morning. That would have sent you over the edge, Andy. I was in a line of cars to get into the plant. We have to put our badge
Oh, fuck.
gate outside, you know, and I got in it. Parking's rough to get a good parking spot. This place is fucking huge. So if you don't
Everybody
get there
jockeying
early
to get the
and
plug
you
in.
end up in a bad parking spot, it's gonna take you 20 minutes to walk into work. And my badge, fuck it, it wouldn't accept my badge. It just kept blinking red.
Oh, man.
And then he's like, you know, oh, I guess the thing. He's like, he tried to hold his arm over it. He's like, there's something happening. He's like pushing on it. Like it's the thing. It's not your badge. I'm like, I know it's not my badge. I'm here every day.
That's what the guys at Twitter said.
And then I had to turn around. He's like, all right, come through. Could you come through and just turn around? And I had to come in, turn around and talk to them for a minute. And they had to do a thing. And go through, while meanwhile, fucking streams of cars are that I beat to work are fucking piling through,
Turkey
taking all my
sandwiches.
good fucking spots. I just had to take a deep breath and move on with my life.
So imagine, right? I mean, I get this worked up in my own room and go, I didn't think I interacted with anybody too much today. And I took my dog out for playtime. But other than that, I've been alone and I'm fucking I was fine. Yeah, like I said, I was fine till about 2. It's also hard to smoke weed with the COVID.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
I know it
Yeah,
does feel
then
like you're
that'll
going
go.
in you got the flu and you're going down into the coal mine. But I've been trying to eat more.
But I mean,
Dude.
you have access to edibles. I mean,
I know I forgot about them.
you're not smoking weed for that cool, refreshing flavor.
Right. Yeah. I'm not getting that extra thing without going into a coughing fit.
Yeah.
And that always reminds you.
Now I remember.
That's right. This shit does some shit allegedly to your lungs, or the vaccine does. Woo! We'll never know because you know what? Science has fucking failed us. Not the science. It's the school systems teaching a bunch of fucking people for years science to that next level. I guess it's just a lot more fucking
Well,
ignorance.
in
But-
Virginia, the kids are revolting because a first grader shot his teacher. So
That was because he didn't get the vax, or he did get the vax.
What?
Well, depends on which channel you watch.
Yeah, that was.
Andy, if you a little weed is good once in a while. If you look in the United States Pharmacopoeia of Medicine, listed way back, one of the earliest listed uses of marijuana was as an expectorant for your lungs to help
Yeah.
get
Oh.
the accumulated shit out of your
Yes.
lungs.
Yeah, as you're fucking dying of coughing, some
Yes.
stuff comes out.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It'll help drag that shit out of there. That's
Yeah, you wanna
No
see
pain,
right.
no gain.
That's
You want to see
right.
someone who
You
can
don't
get rid of
cough,
it?
you don't get off.
Yeah. Old hippies will do like that's why old hippies dance. They're just trying to get all the phlegm out. Woo. Woo. Yeah, I hear old hippies hacking in the South Hills all the time.
Mhm. So do
That's-
they. You're
Mhm.
around.
Yeah, lately. I think I probably told you that about this. I went to the post office and I went into the dry cough fits. And people were giving me this, everybody was like, nobody had mask on. I was up there and I
Hey,
started
did
coughing.
you have a mask
And
on?
you have COVID.
I did.
Did? Good for
But
you.
when you start coughing into a mask, so I went as far away from people as I could go. But I could not stop the coughing, and it was like I got it was like this whole row of people was kind of shoveling back or whatever. It's like, yeah, COVID. I should have said, COVID ain't over, bitches. Where's your mask?
Wait, you went as far away from them as possible, but you stayed in the building?
Yeah, but this was while I was in between COVIDs.
Yeah.
I was.
I want
tested
you to
negative.
imagine for a second, Andy, that instead of being the person in a coughing fit who has COVID in the post office, imagine that you were one of the people in line and somebody else came into the post office and started having a coughing fit and wouldn't leave the area.
Not when I was.
How
Not when I
would
had
you
worked my way up
respond
to. If I was like in the back of the line, sure, I'd have hit the gate. But it was slow. There was one person working the counter, and there were people with multiple packages. And by the time I got up there, there was a line of people. So no way was I,
I thought your MO was to get there before the postman was even there.
I had a
You usually
random
go
shirt
super
order,
early.
and I know them
This
random.
was for a
shirt
shirt order. You're fulfilling another shirt order. I'm
Yeah,
so
by the
proud of
way,
you, buddy,
if you
honestly.
ordered a medium from me recently, wipe that package down before opening it.
And you killed 7 old people in Eugene.
Take a wet wipe and scrub it down before bringing it into your house.
People are just dropping behind him as he's walking through town, but somebody's getting a fucking medium Nature
Oh,
Jack
Jesus.
t-shirt. It's worth it.
Man, well, all right, here's another awful thing because of the COVID. I went to the YMCA and it is not much fun, but I went there because they have a steam room, and I don't care what goes on in the steam room when I ain't in it or whatever. It's not my business.
You
I
just
suspected-
spread that shit all the fuck over,
Yeah, you
didn't
probably
you?
shouldn't be in a steam room.
Well,
That's like
yeah,
a host
read it.
environment
Yeah.
for
yeah.
spreading.
I'm negative. I'm COVID negative.
I like how the Andy science just kind of gets real blurry when it comes to him. Like, I was in between COVID.
I was- yeah.
I
That's
was
the
in
thing.
between COVIDs, and I was going to go steam it out at this. I've been back there years ago, and I suspected there was some sucking going on in a corner. I just, I hit, I was there to play hoops or whatever, so it wasn't my thing. But I knew they had a good sauna, and I was like, I'm going to go there and take a sauna. Hot. It was a steam sauna. That's what, So that's why the gayness was going on. And it's, it's fine. They should just make it co-ed if that's going to happen. But
You're for real? You think somebody was getting?
yeah, this was like a long time ago.
Well,
This
that's
was,
what the YMCA's are for.
well, no, I don't
That's
know.
not
This
in their
one's-
mission statement. But
Yeah, it's
it
not-
turns
I
out
I mean, they pretty much made a song
Wanna get your
about it,
dick
you
sucked?
guys. It's not a
Well,
new fucking
they did.
concept, right?
I mean, I
Wait,
think
those
that was
guys were
more.
gay?
I think that was more the standard that slipped at one particular, maybe YMCA rather than. I think there might be even church back, but so I go in. I go to the front desk guy.
we're on
and I
the
go,
Men's Christian Association.
Yeah, it's what the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
has something to do with religion.
Yeah.
right. So if,
Co-opted by fucking dudes
And-
that came into town and had fucking
Right,
no
but-
place to stay and could stay free overnight and troll other dudes in a fucking
Well, now you're
shower
just
with a
singing the song,
steam
Chad.
room.
Wait a minute,
Whoa.
Chad. It sounds like you know a lot about this YMCA deal.
I fucking danced to the goddamn song when he lost Andy.
couldn't take
I
it.
think he started doing the YMCA and kicked his fucking computer
Could
loose.
be.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
When
copying
we-
and pasting a link.
When we
I
start-
did actually though saw on a thing, there was a tweet or something a while back about a whole article talking about how that song was actually not supposed to be meaning that. It got co-opted, and I was like, that's bullshit. It was supposed to mean that, and the people who made it said it was not supposed to mean that.
We didn't mean that the Navy was gay either.
Yeah.
Navy straight.
Yeah.
The Air Force is gay.
Yeah.
Every branch of military is gay when Tom Cruise is playing the part.
Welcome back.
I unplugged myself.
Andy, you having trouble? What's going on?
No, yeah, I had the cord wasn't all the way plugged in.
Okay.
I didn't have time to check. I mean, so anyway, I go to the front desk guy and I say, I'm a guest. Actually though, I saw this guy carrying stuff and I saddled up with him, and I should have just made a break for it because I was in for free. I was acting like I opened the doors for him, and then I'm like kind of, I'm helping with construction in the back.
Pretended you were in the band.
Right. But I stopped because of the COVID, I'm like punchy or whatever. So I stopped and then I pay the $10. And I told him, I'm just, gonna, I told him I'm here for the sauna. He probably thought, oh, gay. But he didn't,
He's like, yeah, we know.
So I go up there and I get naked because you got to get naked, a towel, and hit the sauna. I didn't,
because that makes sense.
Well, I didn't get naked. I was I brought a pair of shorts for that or whatever. But while I'm in there, I'm walking around and it's the sauna's off the locker room, off of the showers. And
Andy, is it one of those ones where you walk in and then you've got like a high seat where you can sit up high? And it's all
like
tiled?
a maze. It's just a maze of lockers. So it's like
the locker room, the sauna.
Yeah. Oh, the sauna's just benches.
I know what a locker room looks like.
All right. Well, this
got benches.
You wouldn't believe it, Chaille.
Let me get this straight. There's a lot.
They open the door, they close it, they lock their stuff up. You can't get at it.
Yeah, but it's like a maze. So I don't know. And I hadn't been in this building in like 10 years. So I don't remember. I just know it was off the showers. Yeah. And so I'm going through and it's like fucking, every worst case scenario of my body between now and death. Old dudes, and I don't know if there are old dudes that were playing hoops together or whatever, but they like to stand around with their cocks out having conversations about COVID and such.
One guy is eating a bag of Sun Chips.
They're like they're old,
mangling.
Old, their bodies look like fucking meat falling off of a bone, and like they're just fucking talking. Like, I mean, I would like if we were all just sitting around nude, just having a chat. Only,
that's Patreon only.
Right. Fans only or whatever.
Fans only.
So I finally, I'm walking around and I see old man and Dick and ass bending over. It's like, doesn't it, what did these guys all, like just play a football game and all hit the showers together? I was like, why is there 7 or 8 naked dudes, just perched throughout while I'm looking? And then I finally spot where the thing is and it's chained up and says closed indefinitely. The fucking guy at the front didn't tell me. And then I tried to make the best of it. I just spent money to get in there. So I hit the dry sauna, which is like about 84 degrees or so. It's not very hot. And I'm sitting in there hoping it gets warmer. All the rules are against it, though. You can't throw water on it and shit like that. And for whatever reason, I guess I'm the new guy. Maybe I was getting hazed because all these fucking dudes, one at a time, like 3 of them, come over and I'm sitting there and there's a big window and there's one of them big giant weigh yourself, a scale with a big one. And all them dudes come over and my clothes are sitting there on the bench because I didn't want to get a locker. And so these guys are fucking draping over my shit, where my stuff is and toweling themselves off, and the window's low enough so I can, it's like, it's like So I think this, I'm right about what went on in that steam sauna, and they're trying to make the best of it or whatever. But it's like, while I'm sitting there, 3 guys toweled off in front of me and got on the scale, and they're all old and it's like their bodies fucking rotten off. And it's like, what sense of pride do you get in weight loss or weight gain at that point?
Yeah, what's the point of that?
I ate a breakfast sandwich. I'll see what that does to the old fucking figure.
Well, did you post up in front of the scale though? Because maybe that was the dick sucking spot.
Well, there were
It's bingo too. Oh my God. This is the best White Lotus I've seen, and they've had two really good seasons.
You're making me want to watch it. I have
If Doug,
to say,
if
I've
Doug
not been
were
interested until now.
If Doug had his tongue in Bingo's ass, it wouldn't. It's still. I mean, that's probably gonna happen.
It'd have to be in Chaille's ass for it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look at, he could be right now.
Take the showgirl out of Vegas, but you can't take the Vegas out of the showgirl.
Let's get it. He'll explain it to you.
I wouldn't open your skit with it, but I find that unsuitable for most advertisers.
Yeah, there we go. We're gonna lose our monetization right there. One crack.
Monification me, man.
Yeah, Andy, I agree with you though. The older gents, the silver foxes, standing there, very comfortable with their nudity. That's fine, but you got to wonder. It's like you got done. You're out of the shower. You're dry. Why are you just standing there fucking naked, talking about sports, whatever?
Talking about crypto.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the YMCA is a gay hangout, guys.
I know, but I mean, I've seen that at gyms. That happens at gyms too. It's like you're having a conversation, and it's like this could be done out having a bagel. And
in the military, Chaille, it was the same thing. Dudes just get really comfortable fucking hanging out naked around each other, and I never did, but it was just a thing.
Did you meet that? I think he was this military dude that was hanging out. He was up there. He was in Vegas, military guy. He had the sleeves off his shirt and pretty muscular dude, but he told multiple stories about in the military how he liked to show his dick to other. He told like several stories up at Oscars that everybody was thinking, God, this guy's obviously gay. But and then it's like, oh yeah, he's a show off or whatever. It's like,
sometimes you tell stories, and I'm glad we weren't hanging out together.
Yeah. I don't have multiple stories of me trying to surprise my friends by waving my dick in their face. Even if
I'm not even talking about a handful. I'm not even talking about hijinks like
a
that.
handful, and I was blackout drunk in those days. And anyway, when it's Stanhope, it was powering up. It wasn't punching.
Yeah.
I was trying to build a resume, not destroy somebody else's.
Most of my being naked around other people's stories involve Stanhope. I do have to say that.
Here, well, he's dead, so I can tell his story. Kelly Moran, he used to, he would have me as his opener, and he liked to get them adjoining rooms. And I think the main reason was he would just like to, he's like 6'4", 6'3", he's a big dude, kind of looked like Dan Fouts, but a big dude. And he'd stand there and he'd had like white underwear sometimes. And he was just like, but he'd like, hey, what? And then his joke was, what are you looking at my asshole for? like it's funny, like Will Ferrell doing it or whatever. But a few of the stories he told me around that, and also that it happened multiple times, so it was kind of, I still found it funny though. I never felt me too'd by it, and I'd been molested, as we all know.
On a couple of occasions, Stanhope would get drunk enough. It would be funny enough. Would we all get fucking naked and do this, and fucking it would get funny? And I don't know. That would be funny.
The one I remember where he talked to a bunch of people. It was those urinals in the men's room that go like from about chest down to the floor. They go down all the way and then they scoop in a little bit. And there was a urinal. There was a setup like that at a venue, and there were like 6 of them, like all in a row, And he talked all these people to go into the bathroom and pull their pants all the way down to their ankles and to
Uh-huh.
just stand there
Like
until the
Butters.
bouncer came in and said, "Hey, we're closed." But he not only talked him into doing that, but to just stand there in silence, waiting to hear when the bouncer never even went in there.
Right.
I think they finally had to just fold it and go, "We got to go. They're going to turn the lights out."
Didn't even work.
God, yeah.
But those 6 guys are the best of friends now.
They've
I
got
can tell you.
stories.
Yeah.
Been through it together.
That's right.
I'm now
the
being
trenches,
flooded with
like-
different nude around the party memories.
Yeah. Yeah.
Displaced
I'm
from my
sure that
pants.
some would come up.
I'm not naked. I've just been displaced from my pants. If you could help me find them. Yeah, I'm see you guys. This is fucking this is issues with Andy calms me down.
Good.
Cause I
Well,
really
we can act like your therapy. You can get it all out. You just kind of
man,
keep it all
I
out on us.
I could go through the notebooks of strategies about what I do down there. You know, if I went and did that downstairs, it'd be like, remain hopeful, pick up Jova, think about the end times, and go make some bread.
Well, bread is good.
Yeah, so I can't, ranting to the neighbors, nothing, that don't,
Yeah,
no.
we're here for you, buddy. Don't ever
Forgive me
change.
for finding your irrational anger amusing, Andy.
That's what I directed it away from. I mean, I don't think my kid really made me angry ever, but sometimes you're just uptight around kids or whatever. But I always would lash out at society, in front of my daughter rather than anything directed at her. So she knew I was like, oh, Dad gets stirred up, like, I mean, now you see it now, like some of the shit that went on. Now you see people capturing it on the internet.
Yeah, you'd
Like
have
a
been
fight at
so
the wave
famous
pool.
Oh man,
if
Alec Baldwin.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the
That's-
internet would have existed, you would have been what was like the Tourette's dad. Remember Tourette's dad?
Yeah, the episode,
I just screaming.
the episode at the wave pool hot tub with that guy. I was like, that was a life lesson out of anger. Don't
What
come
happened
home.
at the wave pool, Andy?
Well, it had to started in Vegas at the Wild West, so it was winding down from one of
Oh,
those
the
things.
really the low
That
budget across
Low
the highway
budget
from the
place
strip.
that the hookers would steal your coke. You wouldn't have a hooker; they would just break in your room and take your coke when you left.
The hookers would steal your coke, and it wasn't even
Oh,
your
the-
hooker.
I don't know who broke into the room, but I was like, I left my room and then I got robbed. Like it's like I left at 2 or 3 in the morning and it was robbed by 4 or 5 when I returned. Stanhope called the desk and complained that my cocaine was stolen, which is hilarious.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
But
Yeah.
I'd come home too quick from that trip, and then I took my daughter to the wave pool, and then that's this guy, and then that was also the State Farm insurance situation. So I was having this heated conversation, and this fucking guy is like, "Hey man, get off the phone." And I had this, it was it was funny because I was angry. And I said, man, hey, I just wanted to talk to you, sir. I didn't mention how your back, that's why I said you look like you rolled around on the barber floor with the hot glue on your back and you fucking tufts of hair. And I find that fucking offensive, man. And then later, my daughter was like kind of shocked that it was that. And then later we were in the actual wave thing, it's like a fucking ocean full of white trash. It's like, it must be what
It's like the ocean.
it's
Like
like
the
the
ocean.
Pacific, the Pacific patch
Pacific
plastics. Instead of plastics, it's just fucking white folks and wave pool. But that guy got pretty close over there, and I was like, I was telling Delaney, we got to watch ourselves because this guy might be coming after us. Might try to tip our craft.
Wait, your daughter has to watch out. You have to watch out.
Well,
Cover
she's with
Delaney.
me. She's with me
Yeah.
on this tube. So, and then this fucking guy had insulted, semi-retarded, I think, but he didn't present that way until he started talking.
You were too deep in it to pull back at that
Yeah,
point.
I wondered when he told me I should get off my phone, but he had a family too, so he wasn't fully, well, I mean, I'm sure there's anyway. I'm trying to get advertisers interested in me again. I think maybe some Disney grandpa type roles might be. That's what the wave pool was. That's how I remember it, but there were people.
Yeah.
It was one of the few trips out there to the Springfield wave pool.
Yeah, those things are gross anyway. Just
The ones in the Midwest, especially. I remember going in there and the sign said, no open cuts, and please don't use the wave pool, or don't use the indoor pool if you've had diarrhea today.
Yeah,
They had to come up with that rule.
Yeah, that's the sign. If you've had diarrhea in the last 2 weeks, you can't swim here.
It'd be
cool solid poops for 2 whole weeks. I'm never gonna get to swim.
I was thinking I might start some eco terrorism again.
Yeah.
Just thinking that would be cool. Like those people go run and fuck up somebody's original art and museums by gluing themselves to it about what is that about? Animals?
Tomato soup onto a Van Gogh, or glue.
What is that about? What's their thing?
I think it's
raise awareness.
Factory farming.
Okay, raise awareness of factory
they didn't do a
farming
very good job
practices.
raising
I don't think
awareness.
it's factory
None of us have
farming.
a
I think
fucking
it's fossil
clue.
fuels. It's fossil.
Oh no, it is. I'm thinking of the
Fossil
one.
That's the first thing I thought. So
The other one is the when they glue their hand to the NBA court. That's chicken farming.
Yeah.
Industrial chicken
Okay,
farming.
so this kind of misguide. I mean, you have to go, what is this thing about or whatever? And it doesn't make obvious sense. I go to the wave pool to supervise a couple of hippies I got, did mushrooms with or whatever, and got, and go, we're going to fill up fucking garbage bags of plastics, all fucking shit stuff, plastics, and then we'll go to the Springfield wave pool and we'll dump it in there. See what we got to do, man? We got to pick up after ourselves. I'll videotape
that might
it.
Be fun.
Yeah, dump some oil in there, maybe. No, the oil.
Dump oil in a pool?
No, I wouldn't do that because that hurt people. But just dump. Yeah, anything, and then would have to sort. I'm too nice to be a good, effective eco terrorist. I like pick the needles out, man.
Yeah, you get those needles caught in the skimmer. That pool's finished.
I always try to put more ambition on Guy than he probably. If I had a hippie, Yeah, that's it. I think that's it. The lively wave pool incident happened over here at the hot tub, and then the confrontation happened over here by this little pool.
We can't see where you're pointing.
Up in that far corner, where that person. There's one person standing in the shallows. That's where he come over. Was insulting to me again after the baby pool, or over in the hot tub. I left the hot tub and walked away.
Yeah,
because it wasn't.
That's not a good situation for even being in a hot tub, by the way. Let me just say that. That's something.
Yeah.
Because water that is 104 degrees is
when you're
a lot more likely to carry bacteria.
You raise kids in Illinois, though, right? I mean, so where you raised them in Peoria, so how. It's like you run out of options. That's why you got them into
you got to go to the fucking
pool,
Wisconsin Dells,
roller skating. What's the Dells?
But that doesn't mean you have to go to the fucking sit in the hot tub. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Avoid the hot water.
Never go to those.
Yeah.
When Jenny
don't get in the hot tub
at
a
Vegas,
fucking hotel either.
Yeah, when Jenny and I were going back from Vegas, we stayed in Surprise there at Sun City. Like rich people haven, man, and is a Hampton Inn, and it was, god damn, that was one of the nicest hotels we've stayed in a really long time. And we were just walking around looking at stuff. We walked by the hot tub. We were like, holy shit. This thing was so nice. We went over and Jenny found like stuff that she could use as just a bathing suit to go in there. We actually sat in the hot tub because normally we would never go in a hot tub, but this thing was so pristine and the whole hotel was so pristine. We were like, fuck yeah.
Were you the only ones in there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah,
ones
we
under
were-
60.
We were the only ones that we saw in the whole hotel. I
Mhm.
mean, we're the only other people we saw in the parking lots were, like Chaille said, like 70 years old, helping each other get to the
They're
elevator.
the best. That's the best. Nice and quiet.
On the
Oh,
other end of the
Where
spectrum,
no
I
one's
got
at
in.
dinner. You go to dinner at 7 o'clock. Fucking restaurant's empty.
there was a
Yeah.
Denny's across the street. The Denny's was fantastic, really good food
Wow.
at this Denny's. I blew my mind. how
You should have
good it
yelped
was.
it. It'd be
Yeah.
like,
Oh
what the
man,
fuck?
if
We're
I
getting
yelped, I
slammed with
would.
a
This is my
positive.
Yelp. It was unbelievable, and there was only 2 other people in the whole Denny's. I mean, yeah, it was crazy.
Did the moon set on the Miami?
It was like a Twilight Zone.
Huh. Wow. And then you went to Walgreens and they got good service, meds and shit. On the other end of the spectrum, I went to the Plaza hot tub and
The one
Linda-
that's out on the 5th floor with
where that other that incident we should probably not talk about. Again, the advertisers are probably listening to this, or the YouTube execs are like, well, let's check out the podcast this
Let's
week.
give them a
Just tune in.
chance.
No, you just hear them like they
Who
hit
is
the
this
fast.
guy?
They hit the fast forward button, and they go
Double secret probation.
Let's off the button. Pressing my dick against the window of the hot room.
Wait, he
But
didn't
I'm telling
say
this
it.
guy to
You just
fuck off.
ratted him out, Erickson.
Well, we've heard the
Yeah.
story on this.
Well, I know,
podcast.
but the
Now the
advertisers
glass
that are
dong
listening
people,
don't know.
the glass dong people execs are getting phone calls from. You're not going to let this fucking happen to our product, are you?
Yeah.
But I joined. I didn't want to get in. Linda and her sister were going to go out there, and then anyway, I thought it would be warmer for one, and I didn't have a swim outfit necessarily. And then when I got out there, and there was a whole family in there, like 4 kids and a large contingent. One of the little boy had a cast on. It's just barely above the water. And so I was like, fine.
I got sick, Andy.
These folks ain't gonna mind if I'm in my boxer shorts, is what I'm getting.
Yeah,
at.
they will.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they will.
I got Linda's got to send a picture of. I mentioned it was a black family, so it was kind of funny when they were doing.
You don't have to whisper that.
Well, I'm just saying that Linda has a picture because I joined over there for a picture, and I didn't, we asked if it was okay, and we joined them for a picture, but it was fun.
What pretense?
We were all, I mean, we were sitting there and they were talking back. We were talking, the kids were having fun and shit. So it was like we were kind of informal friends in the hot tub for a bit. So it wasn't like I was, here's something that also I fucking shouldn't have done this week is, and this is another black family that I went to church camp with. I was like, digging through the pictures and I found the one, and I Googled the older boy. And I found him, and he's a preacher, not a fucking preacher. He's got kids or whatever, so he is a fucking preacher. But so I saw him, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. And I sent him the picture and said, "Do you recognize anyone in this picture?" And then I was thinking, he may respond. And so anyway, I see a friend request from him. Accept it, and then he replies to the message is like, oh yeah, he thought about me and my brother over the years, wondered what happened to us or whatever, and then I'm dropping all this fucking so Corey's or this guy, this preacher up in Portland, is now he can look at my Facebook page, and all of a sudden he's probably seeing a bunch of my face too close up with fucking shit in my face, talking about something that's probably not up his alley or whatever. And so I tried to block people from seeing those. I was like, go block my brothers, some of them, and then I dropped this preacher, and I couldn't do it. So I was like, fuck it, if I got to put it out for the public, I can't block certain people's or whatever. So that was kind of a bummer. It was like, he probably thinks of me as a man of Christ like him now. Last he saw me, I was a born again Christian. And, things hit the skids around that time. Father,
you never know, dude. He might be a preacher, and then he sees you, and he sees the life that he kind of wishes he had the fun life, just guy out there just living, having fun, enjoying.
I haven't heard from
He
Willis.
might hit you up and be like, "Hey, dude, you're gonna fucking come pick me up and take me out in the town. Let's fucking show me a good."
I would. He was always kind of a dork, but his brother Willis. I would have. I sent him.
A black family, and one of them was named Willis.
Yeah, my friend was named Willis.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's Willis.
Arnold.
I have not heard. I hung out with Todd Bridges, but we talked about Willis a little bit.
You shouldn't be ashamed of your life, Andy. You should lean into it. If a preacher can't handle seeing you face down on the main street of Fremont in Las Vegas, then
well, I was glad I let off with those clips. That the day he accepted it, it was like Abe Lincoln. I don't know how long those clips run. I just man, like I can't watch myself, and then my fucking big ass fucking face, and I'm like looking at it and going, "God damn, wipe your mouth, motherfucker." You sure you got all that up in your nose, bro? It's just too close, but I'm trying to put it on different things in the same situation. It just took way longer than it should have, and I had to like put my hand over my face so I wouldn't see my own fucking face. Go, wow, I stayed out in the sun too much. My mom was right.
Oh, fuck.
What are you drinking, Andy?
Doctor, look at this, man. I've been
oh damn!
I don't even like drinking the little ones, but because this was cheaper, and I also don't like getting small containers because it's more plastic. But it's fucked up, man. I'm gonna quit cold turkey on Dr. Pepper after this comedy situation happens.
After everything gets worked out with the 800-pound gorilla.
Yeah.
Well, that's an ongoing thing.
Well, once he gets the right Steve on the phone.
Yeah.
I just hope that if you're a advertiser and you're listening, that you're not ashamed to put your product with me dissing other companies.
Well, that's not what they don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I know my angst has been strong this week, but I want to hear Chad's hunting story for sure from beginning to end.
I was all excited to tell you guys as soon as it happened, and then now after that, I feel guilty because I'm like, now I feel like I'm just forcing a fucking story.
No, everybody. I don't think many of us have had a pig.
Yeah, we live vicariously through.
Yeah,
I definitely have to hear this story.
Well,
you're the extra. Like when Big Jim came out with that next level of dude, you were that guy.
Yeah,
you were in the wolf pack.
Yeah, we're a bunch of soy boys.
We're Jims. We're just Jims. He's the whip.
I do have to say I experienced something strange with this one. I think I had something kind of like almost like guilt or regret. I kind of wished I didn't shoot that. She was kind of little, and it was
that's what I looked like.
I was trying to shoot a big boar.
Yeah.
And I ended up shooting this little female. So I get out to where the same spot where I ran into him that first day I told you guys about. Since that day, I've been hunting there every fucking day, except for one day. I took one day off, and I've not seen a single one since. So
hey, Chad, this is the place where you had to pack it in to get to the podcast recording, and then that's where you saw a bunch in that area.
Yes.
All right.
The story I told you guys about the last time, where the one I was right there, I was talking on the phone with my dad, and it was ran up, and I told it, I gotta go. So went back the next day after that, the next day after that, the next day after that, couldn't find them, couldn't get into them, nothing. And I wasn't getting too worried about it. I had till the 31st, but part of me, for not seeing them, at least I figured I'd at least, get no shots, or get into them or nothing, something, but I wasn't even seeing them day after day after day. So part of me was like, what the fuck? So I get up there, I don't know what day it was, Monday, I guess. And I pull up, and for the first time, I see another hunter up on another ridge right over, but it was kind of in my same area, but he wasn't hunting the same area. He's looking at a whole other distance. When I pulled up, I had my back to him. I was hunting a whole other direction, and he was quite a ways away, but it was kind of, I could see him. So it bothered me. I was like, there's a lot of area.
I hear you,
I
man.
I could fuck off and get out of here. Let me just take a quick look. But as soon as I turned off my fucking Ranger, I looked down to my nest that I had found, and that's what I see right there. What's behind Chaille. And I don't know if you can see, but right behind Chaille's head is those little dark spots underneath the trees all over, and behind his shoulder is pigs. All around right there are
in the scrub, huh?
Javelina. So I get out my
Wait, where are they? They're like, are those like by the trunks of the
the closest one is right there. Right there where Chaille just moved.
Yeah, I see
that
one now.
tree. You can see the one with the
Boy, they
white
blend
stripe.
in, huh?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Right there with the white stripe is the closest one that you can see. But there's two of them there, and then up underneath the other, I'm pointing like Andy did.
Yeah. We need that technology.
The furthest
up at
one
10
up
o'clock. 10 o'clock has one in
the furthest one up to the left. Yes, that
I
has
can
one.
see that one
Those
now.
just those dark shapes.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
binocular, I check them out, and I'm like, fuck, there they are. I haven't even got to smoke a bowl or fucking do. I mean, I just barely pulled up, and I range them out. They're 230 yards away from me. And I'm up on top of a ridge. So I plan out a attack plan. Basically, I figure out the wind. I find which trees. You can see how it is. There's not many places to hide behind. So I have to figure out a place to sneak up on them behind, because they can't see very well, but they can hear and smell pretty good. But if you can play the wind and sneak up on them, they're pretty easy to sneak up on that way. So I go and fucking sneak up on them from that far out and somehow miss them, or they move. So I'm kind of past them. About 40 yards out, I find them. Get back over. Then this is kind of boring, I think.
No, I'm into it. I'm ready.
No. Fuck no.
About 40 yards away, but they're underneath some trees. I can't shoot them. I can shoot at 40 yards, but they're underneath the trees. When they sent me, it's completely still, so it sucks. There's no wind to play. They sent me, see me, hear me, something. Once one of them in the squadron knows something, they tell them, so they just start trotting all over the place, but they don't leave the area. So I still sneak around, and I'm just kind of
Now you're in the middle, huh?
Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of them, and that grass in there is about almost as tall as they are, half as tall as they are. So if I can stay hidden inside those trees and stuff, they don't know where I am, and they run around. So I've got a big boar, and they're running all around. Well, I've been watching these videos with these guys that have collars, and I want to get a collar. Well, I don't have one, but that other one was woofing at me, and so I know what they sound like, and I've been watching these collars. So one of them was woofing. So I start woofing at them, and the one's woofing back at me. This big boar, and he's woofing, and I'm woofing at him, and he comes around about 50 yards out, but he won't come closer than that, and it's kind of high brush, so I can't shoot, and that's a little further. I want about 40 yards, I'll shoot, but 50's too far for me. And so my adrenaline's just jacked the fuck up. I have to keep calm myself down. I'm like, this is crazy.
Is there a big fucker with the group, or that you've seen at that point?
I didn't hear you, Andy. What was that again?
Oh, was there like there must be like a big dude, couple of chicks, some kids and shit.
I think that's the big boar he's talking about.
It's hard to tell, but this was definitely the biggest one that I had seen of the group, but they had scattered and ran all around. I didn't know who was what anywhere around, but this was the biggest one that I had seen, and I could spot, and their hair ruffles up real tall, but he was the biggest one that I'd seen, but he wouldn't come closer than 50. I have a little range finder that I can pop up and check out how far they are. And he's over here now. Well, then I start making like squealy, like a dead rabbit sound, like mewling sounds. Like you're squeezing a baby rabbit. And
guys, when we squeeze baby
everybody
rabbits,
has that sound in there.
That's my ringtone.
If you've been watching these videos of these guys calling Javelina, you would know what it sounds like.
Here, hold on a second, Chad. I can play it real quick.
I thought you were just gonna choke out a rabbit. I thought maybe you had a.
Here it is.
Jesus Christ, that sounds horrifying.
Watch this.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So I watched this video. That's a fighting sound. So it's sounding like two pigs are fighting.
Oh shit.
What's up?
Somebody's gonna eat me.
So that's what that sounds like.
Yeah.
So I start making a just sounds. I'm just making sounds like these guys.
Improv
these things are making, because it's fun. I'm watching this pig go run around, and all of a sudden I hear something behind me, and it's like that fucking video. I turn around, and that little one is charging at me.
Oh man.
And so I turned around on instinct, and basically she kind of cowered back, but I shot her. It nicked her through the ear right here, hit her through the spine, and then came out through the back right here. And if you could if someone were to zoom in on that picture, you would see the nick on the ear.
Did it die like right then?
That spine fell right there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. The thing that sucked is where the arrow came out through the back.
Right
on
up
the
in
other
here.
side, pulled a piece of gut with it.
Ugh.
And man, let me tell you what. I am gonna go inside tonight and have some red chili Colorado that Jenny and I prepared last night and today, and yesterday Monday morning. I don't remember when it was. No, it was a couple days ago. Whatever the fuck it was, a couple days ago. I was vomiting on the way home after fucking having to field dress that thing because it was disgusting.
Really?
Because hitting his internal organs.
Because of puncturing the gut.
Yeah.
The first one I did, no problem. This one was bad. The meat though was no problem. The meat, I was
didn't
able
spoil it.
No, I was able to contain it very well because of that nice small arrowhead that I got this time.
Yeah.
But
you're an ethical hunter. You would have let that one go if it hadn't been hassling you.
Yeah, it fucked around and found out.
Yeah. I feel bad. It was a little bit smaller than what I wanted, but it scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. What happens if if you hit one that's just squealing around? Do you put a second arrow in it where you want to, or do you go up and do the wet work?
Stomp it.
Okay,
Stab it.
So I have a story about this. When I went hunting when I was younger, when I first got out of the army, I went with my dad. He was bow hunting, and he was trying to introduce me to bow hunting because he had just got into it. And we went Javelina hunting, and he hit one and a little bit of a high shot like that, and it didn't kill it right away, and it ran into a mine shaft.
Oh no.
And he had to climb into the mine shaft from the other side and huck rocks at it to chase it out, and it made it out, and then it ran into some manzanita brush. So then he dropped the boulder on top of it.
Oh shit.
To pin
like
it
a
down.
caveman.
And then jumped down on it. I was so impressed. After he dropped the boulder down on it to slow it down, jumped straight down out through the manzanita brush with his knife out and fucking knifed
Holy
it through the
fuck.
neck. I was like,
like Rambo when he came
damn,
down.
dude.
When Rambo came down in First Blood, right on top of that.
Can you do an impression of that pig?
And he shot it a sideways shot underneath the manzanita brush one time, a second shot before that too. He was that's when I knew these things were tough as shit.
God damn.
He was just learning archery.
How old were you when that happened?
I was like 20.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like
Yeah,
a little
I
kid
just got out
Chad
of the
with a big
army.
knife.
No.
Stab it.
No, my dad did that.
Big Bowie knife.
Yeah.
Block the cave, little Chad.
No, I was 20. I just got out of the army. Although whenever I was in that cave looking, because I went in the front of the cave to see how far it went back in there, and I had found a whole bunch of detonation cord. And I went back up in there later on and gathered all that shit up and sold it to
Nice.
some tweakers.
Wow. I was just thinking of my my brother's friend Detonator, who was a tweaker.
That was his name, Detonator.
Yeah, Detonator was I think that was it's a long story about Detonator. But he was he used to run amok with my brother Larry for a short time. I was introduced to him as Detonator. And I don't know what he did. I mean, I know what he did, but I don't know whatever happened.
Did he have all his 10 fingers?
I should ask Larry while he's, get at the living history. That could be if I get down to the coast, I'll get Larry on a record of what the fuck the deal was with Detonator.
Yeah, that's a name you kind of want to know where that came from.
Yeah.
Like the incident.
Detonator showed up after Larry got out of the lockup for a while. So I assume that's probably, what he was in for kind of thing.
Is Detonator still with us?
I doubt it. I mean, it's like Squint,
Yeah.
I'll ask Larry because I never knew his real name. Him and Crippled Kenny and Detonator used to rob places.
So a Detonator got him in.
The guy was, Crippled Kenny, and the only reason he was crippled is one leg was longer than the other, and he had a self-corrective big shoe.
Like a Frankenstein boot?
Uh-huh. That was Larry used him in a lie or two.
So but Crippled Kenny was probably like a lookout, right?
Yeah.
If he had
he cracked up one of the family cars, and he said, like he's a tweaker at the time, and he sounded like he let little Crippled Kenny drive, and then that right foot, like Larry scapegoated his disability as to why the car was damaged. What the real story was probably nothing, even close. Yeah. I just find it hard to believe that you'd have a guy with a fucked up big shoe as your getaway driver, is what it sounded. That's what, I read between the lines. I was,
well, Andy, a guy with a big heavy shoe, when you say step on it.
Yeah,
I know.
Halfway there, man.
That's born into it.
Yeah.
That's basically what he was presenting as why the car was dented. That they were,
Or maybe his name was Detonator.
And I think he called it clearing barns,
Maybe I should
Sorry.
they would rob
I might leave again.
like tool sheds and shit. Man, there's a graphic novel kind of story. Those three fucking, it was like 3 Buscemi's if you're casting
Erickson,
them.
do you remember a story with a character that ran with Larry named Detonator and Crippled Kenny?
Detonator and Crippled Kenny from this podcast? No,
The Three Musketeers.
No.
Okay.
Detonator was the one. I think I don't know. I might be combining characters, but I think Detonator was the one who accused Larry of robbing him, even though they were robbed together.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's no honor among thieves, as they say.
I never thought of Larry as a thief. I always thought he just acquired stuff.
That's a thief. That's exactly what a thief is, Andy.
Is it, or is the thief Safeway selling fuchsias for $19.95?
There goes our Safeway ad. There it is. This is why we can't do advertising. Now you're taking.
Let's forget all that big nursery dollar coming in.
The local grocer who supplies business food day in and day out. Now you're taking shots at him when we lost the account.
And we got all the spring advertising coming up with all the nurseries. Oh man.
Yep.
Just go to the store a month ahead of Mother's Day and get starts. Get your own dirt in your own pot, and you'll save $17 on a fuchsia basket. Assholes. Or
if you're like hard though, Andy.
Or if you like, back in the day, I mean, I don't think Larry would have done none of that stuff had he existed in the camera age. What he did back and then, nobody was cell phone getting clips of him driving away, the big shoe fucking stomping on the accelerator. There was no YouTube or TikTok.
Wait, was the big shoe, was that Detonator?
No, that's Crippled Kenny.
Crippled Kenny, because he had a big shoe. He had one of those big, like,
that's what I was.
Like a drag foot, where it's like got the metal.
That's what he.
Boot
and I'm not
goes around your.
I'm not sure. I'll have to.
The literal lead foot.
I'm not sure I ever saw. I mean, Crippled Kenny may not even exist. He may have never existed. It could have just been Larry and the Detonator. Crippled Kenny.
Oh, Carl Sosa.
I don't think we ever laid eyes on him.
These people.
Did you just say Carl Sosa? You mean Kaiser Soze?
Kaiser Sosa.
Carl Sosa. It's a whole different guy, but same concept.
Carl Sosa did a rewrite of The Usual Suspects. You want to get sued? We're calling him Carl Sosa.
Yeah, come on, man.
Same concept.
We're gonna get blocked for copyright.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a baseball player named Manny Sosa?
Yeah, that's
there was a Sammy Sosa.
Sammy Sosa.
I know, but I think there was a Manny Sosa who was a
no, that was Manny.
Played for the Expos.
I was gonna say Manny Mimosa, but that's not his name either.
Be invented
Manny,
another
that's what you have on.
Sure,
Manny Mimosa. Manny Mosa.
I've quit alcohol like my grandma did.
Manny Moda.
Look at that. That's about a $30.
And he's hooked on therapy.
Chaille put him up of one of them $49 baskets.
Minnie Minoso.
Manny Minoso betting.
Minnie Minoso is a player who played in 6 decades in the major leagues.
Now coming up to bat for the Sioux Falls Canaries. Manny Samungo. I don't know what the fuck.
Minnie Minosa.
Minnie
Minosa. Not bad. Yeah, me and
the White Sox.
When me and Jeff would play baseball, he would get a stack of baseball, the teams, the lineup. He'd get the lineup and baseball cards, and then we'd bat for each guy and shit. Like, it was real boring. I mean,
like fantasy league, like
baseball's boring. Yeah, kind of. He combined that shit. Like, but I wouldn't be Andy Andrist batting. It'd be like now Ralph Garr's coming up, and then Dusty Baker and Hank. I didn't get to be that team. I was always what's that?
The first guy you remember in your Major League Baseball game that you played with your brother is Ralph Garr.
Well, Ralph Garr was he was like a 2 spot, and then you had Dusty Baker and Hank Aaron. That's a pretty good sweep there,
That's a good lineup.
Yeah, but we do that, and then he would write down what happened with each at bat. So it was like, there's a lot of stoppages while he'd get to his clipboard and write down. Shit, what the fuck was that all about? Just play the fucking game, man. There was no joy there, and then he would, like my lifetime batting average, whatever team, it was just shit, I mean, I get lost interest most of the time or whatever, but occasionally I get a hit or whatever, but it's like,
how'd you decide if it was a hit or not?
If it like you get it stuck in a hedge as a base hit.
No, but you guys were actually playing.
Run bases. We had bases. You'd run up to the front, up the sidewalk.
But was he throwing a baseball at you and you were swinging an
wiffle ball?
Oh, wiffle ball.
I think I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers, but I posted one time a picture of me with my man.
Oh, I do remember.
There's Ralph Garr. I think
you were holding the bat over the wrong shoulder.
Yeah, the fucking
swinging your.
So I get a lot of strikeouts. I mean, I'd get struck out a lot. Occasionally, I'd hit it, and but he would just clean up. I just pitch and and he'd crack it up. If you hit it over the other hedges, that's a home run. It gets stuck in the bush, that's a double. And he had all.
This is like over the line almost.
Yeah. I was being held hostage by a fucking stat nerd in a joyless baseball game. So that's why when we put on them mittens and started throwing haymakers at each other. I had better shot. I hitting him in the face than I did a hitting a home run.
Well, even having him punch you in the face isn't more enticing prospect than playing baseball all afternoon.
Yeah,
It writes down the result of the last hit.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jeffy kind of trolls me on stuff or whatever. I saw he liked my video. He'll probably not be enjoying the comedy special tomorrow. But you fucking took what joy there was left in baseball and ruined it. And I want equal split of all. He take all the baseball cards, and the even split was like not half the cards, motherfucker. It's half the value of all the cards. So if you'd like to cut me a check for those Hank Aaron's that you fucking got off of me, cool. Advertise, maybe throw an ad app at that YouTube.
Buy some advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll probably send me. I'll bet, I'm just predicting. I don't think he could get through one of these because of the sin or whatever. But I'll bet he'll watch the thing and he'll send me something. It's like, because he still leans into that Jesus thing, even though he's a rube, and he'll send me something like, I'll pray for you, brother, or some shit like that. I'm just predicting.
Carrie and I just got a couple of books, her mom, and the book we each got the same book, and it's called Holy Moments. And it's it's about maybe 60 pages, and the type is really big, and it's some guy who's like a motivational speaker, the Catholic motivational speaker running a stand. She's all in. She's like, this is it. Read this. This will convince you guys.
This will do it.
Okay. Thanks, Ma.
Yeah, my mom gave me a purpose-driven life.
She said when that.
Oh, my mom did
the
that
secret
too.
for a while.
Yeah. I took mine back to the bookstore, and that's when I found out there was an inscription.
How about now?
One of my
is.
Yeah.
Let me fix that.
Oh yeah, nice. Well, if you got an extra copy of it,
I do. I do have an extra copy of it.
Did she give you two copies so that you both could read it simultaneously?
Yes.
Make your own notes and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go back. It's really a reference material for life.
Right. It's something you're going to carry around all the time. Like, I got to replace my McConaughey green lights with my Matt Kelly Holy Moments.
I feel really bad about. I don't think I mean, if I have it, it's. I don't know where it is, but I had a book that I gave my mom while she was kind of before she got into the dementia business, just before or whatever. It was a book called The Enabler. But it was really just, it was my way of saying you and Larry still a fucking weird pair. I don't know what the fuck, but knock it off or whatever. But it was probably a few years before, maybe even before she married my new dad that died, Bob. But I gave her this book called The Enabler, and she made notes in it and wrote, like, oh, it is unhealthy, things like that or whatever, Larry, it's just in my mom's speak or whatever. So it was kind of precious. And I wish I could,
that's nice,
review it, but it's lost. I'm not very good at keeping shit.
But still, that's not the important thing, Andy. The important thing is that you guys came together a little bit over some of that because that thing you did.
Because I remember in college, and she'd call home, and then I would end up in an argument about what Larry was up to. It's like, the Detonator did what? and he was like supposed to be like a kind of a caretaker at the time.
I mean, come on. If your child comes home and introduces you to his friend Detonator, then already it seems like
get out.
You've got some splaining to do.
Yeah. So it was like
in any other way.
We were hoping he would really grab onto that caregiver role, and things kind of went sideways. And
wait, Detonator was supposed to get
not Detonator, but it was tough. I was the baby, and when I left, it was like it was an overwhelmed situation. My grandma and dad dueling oxygen at times, and it was one tank, two people that needed it, and my dad. Literally. Yeah, it's just my mom. It's hard for my mom to drag dad. So it was like all the shit that that happened kind of came to a bit of a halt when I left on a regular, but then, people would fill in or whatever, but we were hoping, Larry jump on that, and he
all of your older brothers should have jumped on that.
Yeah.
Or
Jeff
all of them
was the
help out a
favorite.
little.
I don't know why Jeff was the favorite, but he was always my dad's favorite, and Jeff should have
He
done.
wasn't much older than you. You had other brothers who were,
Yeah, but he was going to like
adults.
religious school, so he should have just fucking rubed up and done it at home. Learn about Jesus here, dude. I'm going to college to get some learning skills so I can advertise on the YouTube. Also, I think I might be a cop. Yeah. Damn, I should have been a cop. I was thinking,
You'd have been a great cop.
Yeah, I thought I had just too many bad ideas and intentions and shit. And I was like, no, I could have totally fit in.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, this might sound out of line, but what if we did this and just took some of that? And you're like, yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, you'd have been a dirty cop, but you would have been like a Robin Hood. Like you would have only stolen from the people.
I would have been a crooked cop, and then I would have got some redemption at the end with a kid who hated me or something. Shot myself.
Yeah, you save a puppy from like a storm drain or something. Everyone's like, oh, he's good. He's got a good heart.
Get a video. It's harder to get video of yourself doing heroic shit back in my day. You really had to prepare for it. I don't know. It feels like that. Remember Ghostbusters 2? The theme was all the negativity added up to evil, and that's what was leading to the apocalypse. Anyway, that's what I feel like the internet's doing these days with all the fun fights. Chad posted a beauty, fucking one of the best you have every element of great comedy in that one clip. What did it tell us that, Chad?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, I tagged all.
You haven't seen it
in it today on Twitter.
Yeah,
it was the best fucking war cry I have ever heard. The guy, it was at a furry convention. It said,
"What
furry?" Yeah,
the guy rolls up in a wheelchair, screaming
as they do.
The guy's screaming "faggot."
So far, the story checks out.
So Andy was there.
Yeah.
Then, okay, let me try to remember the sequence of events. God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, then he starts yelling, I suck dick
elephant.
for cock.
Yeah. He's a terrible religious spokesman. He's heckling furries with, trying to get furries to fuck off because of their, alleged kinkiness that they do in all the motel rooms.
Are you sure
you guys
that's what his perspective was?
Yeah,
I'm
way more confused now than
I was in the middle of libertarian. I've been in the middle of the libertarian and furries in Denver.
Let's watch this.
Faggot, and you know what? I suck dick for cock. All right.
Look at the elephant.
Suck dick for cock. Tech job. Hey.
Jesus.
I appreciate
pressing charges. Pressing charges. Pressing charges. Pressing charges. Hey, you attacked a disabled trans people person. You piece of shit. You should be banned.
Ain't paralyzed.
Come and get me, bitch. You faggot. Come and get me.
Wow.
So my favorite part is in the beginning when the guy first is coming up going, I suck dick for cock. The guy that's dressed or whoever is dressed as an elephant just goes, oh.
Here we go again.
Just walks out of frame like, oh no.
An elephant never forgets.
Oh, that's it's like Lieutenant Dan going after him. I appreciate the guy throwing him out of the wheelchair.
I'm not even sure I understand any more about what was happening there after.
I've watched it so many times. It's hilarious.
But I suck dick for cock is a great
line.
I mean, that's Hemingway-esque.
Oh,
that's right up there. That's a classic.
I don't know why. Well, I mean, clearly the guy's a little unhinged, but in the video, it clearly shows that he laid hands on that guy before that guy put him down.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, it's clear as a bell. The only
That's what
the elephant
that guy,
didn't see it.
you can talk about being inclusive or discriminatory. You know, that guy threw him out of his wheelchair and treated him like a man who put hands on
100%.
another man. And I don't, you know, like if somebody in a wheelchair did that to me, I would pop him and go, fucking, you know, so what? His legs are all twisted, man. That was before I got here. I just got to kick the ass that I need to kick. I don't care.
And he didn't ground and pound him.
Yeah,
He just put him down and walked
Yeah.
away.
I think I would have knocked
him.
rolled him
Got
out.
the fuck out of there. Like, you know, he can't chase me.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
You
know?
got
He could
two
do
choices.
that.
Chased him like
Yeah.
a fucking zombie.
I'd have
movie.
just uprooted him. I mean, I'd have just, you know, like I didn't, you know, when my dad would tip over, is like, you got too much weight, just like jump up on those
Well,
things, fling him out, calm
Like
him.
riding a sailboat.
I got which one, you know, maybe the elephant, maybe is, you know, I mean, I don't want to be you know, the elephant's
You wanna be a
fatter, but a fat,
speciesist?
if you got a fatty, you know, fat, you know, heavy furry to jump on the thing and flip him out, it'd be, you know, but he handled it's like, you know, it's like treat him equal. You know, they don't want, you know, like you see them little guys with no legs or whatever running down the thing or, you know, swimming and shit. And that's what those guys wouldn't like it if you wouldn't punch them in the face if they were.
Yeah, they just want to
Most
be one of
people
the
don't
gang.
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
but they
guy.
just want to be. They just want to be treated like everybody else.
That
You
guy.
treated like everybody else, and you put your hands on somebody. Again, it's the fuck around.
Yeah.
And find out.
And once you throw a few punches, you shake it out, you know, but that guy clearly was, you know, had an agenda. And it's like, you know, I don't know what religious group you're a part of or whatever, but when you're trying to bum out furries,
yeah, I still didn't understand. It was so.
I don't understand why he started
I
yelling.
think it's a new level of the outrage over you know, hey, these weird fucking fellas and sometimes a chick, but I doubt very many. I was in the middle of the furries in Denver. Me and Doug flew in for libertarians.
That's why you watch and listen to this podcast.
I was staying with the
Doesn't
libertarians.
matter what we do, doesn't matter what we talk about. There's always a story.
Well,
Always.
I feel like this is a repeat, but me and Stanhope were in Denver for a libertarian convention. That's how I became a libertarian, helped that blind dude. But we were staying in a hotel with mostly libertarians, but there was a convention of furries going on. So there's a little intermingling and such. So, I mean, you know, they're a weird fucking group. I just saw it in the lobby, you know, woo, hugs, you know, it's like they were getting kinky, you know, it's like it's like watching animals rub up against each other, you know, that's what was going on. And I was a newly libertarian, so I didn't want to get all worried about it, but it felt like they were comfortable treading on each other.
To be like, look, I have to check the handbook to see how I feel about this. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you get them all, people all stirred up and say they're, you know, grooming kids. Well, of course, they're dressed up like mascots and they go butt fuck the shit out of each other in the fucking rooms, and that's fine, man. You know, that's what it. You know, you know, maybe some of them just need to be cuddled or wear a diaper or whatever.
Jenny and I went to a hotel in Tucson because they had like a lazy river and stuff. So like one summer we went over there just to hang out on the weekend, and we didn't know it was a furry convention. And they were just goofy fucking kids. It seemed like nobody was inappropriate in public.
Oh, really?
At all.
I think it is kind of some of it is. I mean, it's easy to say, oh yeah, they all go butt fuck and take the helmets off in the room.
Sure,
but I think it's more of a. There might be a fringe of that, but I think there's a lot of cosplay people that would take umbrage with that. Going, no, I mean, this is part of one of the offshoots of cosplay. Is these
As a giraffe, I would like to say that
I'm sure that takes place in the room. So you know what I mean? And nobody's
regular people do that in the room.
Actually,
right, exactly.
Erickson, you were a giraffe at the first desert party. You and Dwight Slade both had you turned into giraffes in front of me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember. So fucking okay. I'm trying to go okay. I'm not seeing. You know, I didn't try to make a big deal of it, but you might be
because I was eating leaves out of the tree.
That's right? Weird that you would say that.
I was so high.
Yeah, I mean, it was fucked up.
Dwight Slade is a giraffe.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I could see him being a giraffe, but you're a closet. Maybe you're a female giraffe.
I feel more like probably like an armadillo.
Maybe I'm ignorant on furries, but I know that there was some weird shit with that group. It just seemed like it had, I don't know, maybe I had a dirty.
Well, I mean, are you saying this because you saw something or you just had a feeling?
I might have. I was on, I got a.
Might have isn't seeing something.
Well, it's not a good place to do hallucinogenics, and I did not know.
Oh, and you were on hallucinogenics.
I didn't know there were going to be
Right.
fucking mascots everywhere. But that's, yeah. So
Are you sure that it was a furry convention, or were you just on hallucinogens?
I was,
Well,
no, there was that. I joined a
with
group
you.
picture of the furry group in Denver. Hey man, I'm sorry. I know we're all cool, but I photobombed into me and a bunch of Asian girls Asian girls were on the other side of it. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna jump in there too. So I joined up, kind of up in the mix of the furries on the far right, I think. I mean, far right being libertarian, because
As a libertarian, that's the proper.
we went, me and Doug were at Erickson's, Batten. He was a presidential candidate. He didn't win, but we went to a barbecue over there. That's when they were all whipping out their guns and such, and I didn't know anything about the libertarians. I could have ended up fucking a libertarian as much as I could have ended up in a room with the furries. I was, on drugs and then the hallucinogenics, which is a separate category, by the way, growing in the earth. But I was, that's why I joined. I filled out a thing to be a libertarian, but I don't know what happened to it. And they said they
didn't take you.
Well, I went to the Oregon contingent and I was tripping, and then I go, hey man, and I was just hanging out for a minute, and then they asked me to fill out the card to be one of them, and then they asked me if I wanted to run for office, and that's when I realized that I was not going to be a part of this group anymore, because they looked to me for leadership and guidance. At least they saw me. They saw me as the future of Oregon libertarianism. And instead, I was the opposite kind of.
Didn't you consider running for water inspector?
I was a write-in candidate. I'm always a write-in candidate for something. I just have trouble organizing people to get that word out.
Tough to send that link out,
Oh my God.
When the election is.
I know. If I could just get a link.
So you've gotten one vote in the.
I think I've gotten as many as 12 to 15.
Oh yeah.
For water commissioner of a zone, you gotta
zone 9, I believe it was.
Zone 9, yeah. It's a commute, so it wasn't a dream gig.
You dodged a bullet.
He lives in zone 3, but he was running.
I just think of a water inspector driving around on cool roads and just hanging out.
You wanted to be the water commissioner because you just imagined the fucking glamorous life.
You imagine what the job is just looking at water.
In the water.
Checking out waterfalls and smoking a doobie.
Checking out waterfalls?
Pointing at water.
Hey, someone's got to do the job.
I don't think that there would be that much here's how you do it. So I'd here's what I'm doing. What do you think of this?
He's just pointing pictures, posting pictures of links to a Twitter account all day.
Hey guys, hey Zone 9, good news. Found some more.
Let me know if that link works. Is that link open for you? Because it fucking I can edit a Facebook bio all fucking day. It's like 12 words they allow on there, but you try to link that shit. I wish there was a God. I'm like, my mom believed in God and would say, I just asked God to help me find, the shit that was right in front of her anyway. And I wish I had that. God, God, please provide me a link. Am I going to have to call that preacher from Portland? Man, this is bad shit, and I shouldn't even be putting it up on the internet. But you know anything about links? So those boys had. I mean, if I was one of them, if I was one of those brothers, I don't want to say their last name. Let's say but if I was one of the Jones brothers, I would be a lot different. Because
And
those
stop
guys,
saying their first
I
name.
think the old man, he was a preacher and he'd run. I mean, I think I just spent a weekend with him, but he stopped, run off drug dealers from their neighborhood. And I'd see him preaching and he's, I couldn't understand a fucking word of it. Yeah, but he disciplined the shit out of them kids.
Yeah, he was also
When he need to, he'd take a whip to Willis. And I go, what you doing to Willis? What's going on up? That would have been the White Arnold. And they could have disciplined me. I would have been in the military and I would have a fucking, better savings. Maybe. I don't know.
You wouldn't be staying in a fucking
I know.
timeshare free Vegas.
Oh no, I'll bet he don't call out and get stuck in them deals. Or if he does, he probably just shows up with his wife. And,
no, if he does,
and prays them. They probably listen to the presentation thoughtfully and then pray as a couple and make their decision.
Congregation pays for the trips. That's why you pass the collection plate.
I was thinking, how much would a hooker cost? Is the room still 130? Does that make it too much? Shit, man. There goes another advertisement. $1. It's like I should just reply to the company. That's cool. I don't even know how to get money from YouTube anyway.
Yes.
If there was in theory money there, it would be like a lot of forms and links to fill out and shit. So it's like, yeah.
It seems to me, Andy, that someone there would realize that their speculation on your product should probably put them in the driver's seat of putting that link up, not you.
Yeah.
Well,
they're the ones who are betting on.
They're learning their lesson right now.
You already did your part.
Yeah.
You're there to,
I'm not a one-hit wonder. I'm a one label and out. That's what I do.
Well, you don't need to say that.
I'm open to RCA or whoever signs them record deals anymore. Come out and do some I can get as drunk as Tom Jones and I can do the junk like Tammy Wynette.
George Jones, but good enough.
God damn it.
Close enough.
Tommy Lee Jones.
You can get the panties like Tom Jones.
And fuck Tommy Lee Jones for being a dick to Sean Rouse. That's it. I like his movies. No. So why would you be impatient with Sean Rouse? He's a little angel.
Well, I'm sure there was
he's nothing but he was nothing but sunshine and lollipops.
And Rouse is probably, hey, Tommy, do you know where I can get some wow? Get this guy out of here. He's triggering me.
Give me some blow.
Yeah. You see Tommy Lee Jones's face. He's done some parties.
Let's speaking of getting out of here. Let's get out of here. Let's point it in the direction. Chaille's got to go live the fucking glamour life.
I gotta figure out them links before morning.
To figure out. I've got to. I don't have anything to do.
I got a good recommendation.
Putting together a dresser right now.
Oh, you went to IKEA?
I gotta go.
You should just have
not even IKEA, dude. It's even a bigger process than that. But there's as many pieces in this fucking dresser, and the directions for the dresser Andy would love because there's
I'm already feeling bad.
It's a picture of all the pieces of the dresser basically floating in space, and then like arrows pointing at which way they go together, and then there's one strip of text to read, understand, and that text says image may differ depending on model. So there's the only direction is a picture, and the only written instruction is that the picture might not be right. So
somebody's laughing their ass off on fuck another one. They probably keep track of sales and go, I could feed on that.
Got him again.
Somebody's angry.
Somewhere there's a technical writer who got paid for that.
Yeah,
that's a fucking job. One time I aspired to be a technical writer. That would seem like a cool job.
Wow, yeah. Just kind of
an easy job.
Yeah,
it's like writing a bio.
Yeah. I'll go first because I have.
I'm worried somebody's gonna hit mine.
No, because I have an audio book or a book, and it's A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, and it was pretty fucking freaky.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it very much.
Real stories
full of ghosts.
Yeah, I enjoy ghosts. I've been one.
It's pretty goddamn good.
Is there any
it
incubus type
fiction?
stories to it?
I listened to it from the library, and I checked it out in the morning, like early in the morning. Started listening to it, and within 24 hours, it's like 8 hours long, I think. And within 24 hours, I had listened to the whole thing. I couldn't stop.
Nice.
Every moment I had to listen to it.
I dig
like,
ghost
what the fuck
stuff.
is going on? What the fuck is going on? I had to just listen to the next part. It was a page turner if I was reading it.
I believe in ghosts way more than Bigfoot.
This
And
is
you-
it's about
You might as well believe in them the same.
Yeah.
this talks about the finding Bigfoot. This thing, it's a story of like this
There you go.
family that has a teenage daughter who starts behaving weird, and they take her to therapy, and therapy doesn't work, so they take her to priest, and
she gets banged.
they end up
Now
they
she
end
needs
up-
the therapy.
they end up with a TV deal where they're doing where they
Like Poltergeist?
Yes, where they're
Where the
filming
kid's in the TV?
possession. Yeah, where they film her possession and all the
Oh,
different
shit.
that happens, and it goes pretty
Wow.
south and different directions.
Wow.
I got a short and well, besides my comedy special, which will be on today
That's scary.
on the YouTube, and join us for the live chat at
That's our real recommendation. Last
3 p.m.
shot on YouTube.
But the movie The Menu, and I don't know, it's
Oh, that just came out in theaters.
yeah, it's on HBO right now.
Yeah.
The
I've heard
Menu.
about
I didn't
this
know
too.
anything about this movie and watched it, and that's the way you should go into it. But I highly recommend it. It was fucking really good.
I've heard good things.
It's got Judith Light from Tony Danza's hit show.
Oh shit! And
Who's the
One
Boss?
Life to Live.
And then John Lithogamo
John Leguizamo.
Leguizamo?
and a hot chick, a pretty hot girl. Lady.
You're talking about the
Oh,
girl
Ralph.
who was in the gal who was in Queen's Gambit.
And she not the guy from Harry Potter movies with the fucked up nose. Ralph Fiennes.
Voldemort.
And Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, it starts out as one thing and it ends up in a
Don't
totally
say
different
you just said don't. The
Thank
best
you.
way to watch it is
Okay.
to not know anything about it. So
if you like food, you'll like
resist
this
the urge
movie.
to. I've
Yeah.
heard good things about it. We've been talking about.
If you like food, you'll like it. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Like foodies.
Wait,
Yeah, yeah.
Chaille,
Really
keep your
like
head where it
food.
is, and let's make sure people think we're watching The Men.
Oh,
Wow, this is an interesting. But the
Yeah.
guys have taken the same turn every week, isn't it? It's just getting bigger and bigger.
Dick, tears, dick. Killed a pig.
What was that clip they watched? I suck dick for
Yeah, it's
cock?
like dick for cock.
it's like
They sell the T-shirt now.
I'll bet.
Should
I
be our
mean,
merch.
man, if we had a t-shirt press, we could have those available tomorrow.
Oh man, if I get in a fist fight, I'm gonna yell it first thing. How confusing is that? What does that mean?
That's what I
the
yelled
most
at the wave pool.
confusing thing ever to yell at somebody.
I will suck your dick till your body is limp, mister.
Wait, What?
Fuck. All right. Well, my recommendation is mine's not even a recommendation. Mine's a question. So it's more like if you guys see this, Andy, you may have talked about seeing this already, so I'm interested to hear your thoughts. But I watched a movie that recently just won the Golden Globe for Best Picture Comedy. And it's called The Banshees of Inisherin.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
In a
I'm
share.
going to tell you something about this movie. It made me realize that when I saw the way everyone reacted to this movie, it made me understand something about myself. And it was a moment of clarity. And that what I learned about myself is that I am not smart. I've always thought I was smart, but I'm not smart. And it's
You don't like it.
I didn't like it. But then when I watched and I saw the reaction that everyone else had to it, I realized that they didn't like it either. but that's why they're smart. You're not supposed to like it.
And there's a dog
that's
in
the
it.
experience. The experience is not liking it. There's a dog in it.
If you called that Banshees,
no
of
Banshee,
Inisherin and
which
the
also
dog,
seems like a problem. But I'd be interested in hearing your.
I almost feel like it's the kind of movie like if you hadn't seen Misery, you wouldn't get, you know, if you were making a reference to hobbling somebody for some reason, go, it's like that. You know, it's like this one is a movie you can say, it's like, you know, somebody was irritating me so much. It's like that, you know.
Well, the movie wasn't enjoyable.
Jaws wasn't that
just
good.
sad. Yeah, but I mean, but my point is this: it won the
was
Golden Globe in the category of comedy.
Yeah.
Okay,
What?
yeah.
I'm dumbstruck by this.
They're putting a lot on that guy's awkward trying to hit on the girl speech, because that was funny.
Maybe, I guess. And at one point he mangled the name of Beethoven, and that was a bit of a chuckle. But it was mostly just a really heavy, sad movie. And it wasn't bad, but I didn't like it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not an experience when you watch it and you go, oh, like.
But look at that doggy.
You watched it, right, Andy?
Yeah, when the doggy handed him hid them
you did recommend it.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Well, you're always so happy.
But we weren't sure that he'd seen it.
Did you?
Sounds like Brett watched it.
I watched it. Did you watch it all the way through?
I enjoyed it. Yeah,
You
I mean, I get bothered by people, and then you know, it's like I mean, I enjoyed it.
You sympathize with Brendan Gleeson.
Well, yeah, like, you know, hey man, I haven't responded to the last 12 emails. You know,
I feel like I wish I would have watched it. I almost watched it today because I feel like I would agree with.
I want you guys. All right, how about this for next week? Chaille and Chad watch the Banshees of Inisherin, and then we'll have a brief discussion.
I agree. It's not really a comedy.
Why I'm a fucking idiot and why I'm wrong. But
you get sad at comedies a lot. I don't see it as a comedy. That's a real stretch, and to give them an award for it is
the acting was brilliant. Colin Farrell was really good in it, and he won a Best Actor in the Golden Globes. It was well put together. I just didn't enjoy the experience. I felt like it was 2 hours of my life that I was like.
It sounds like my review of the Nick Cage movie.
The Nick Cage movie had absolute point. Whether you thought it was funny or not is one thing, but you can take the Nick Cage movie and point to the jokes. You can go, okay, this is an attempt at comedy. And if you watch the Banshees of Inisherin, if you put the Banshees of Inisherin up next to the unbearable weight of massive talent.
Save it until we watch Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah. What if they ate mushrooms and tripped together?
Well, then at least a third of it would be good.
Yeah, we got.
And anybody else out there, if you want to, I told you I don't read the comments, but if you want to tell me I'm a fucking asshole and an idiot for not liking this movie, then I'll read your comments and take it under advisement. Because everybody fucking loves it. It's like, you know, it needed Nick Cage. That's what it fucking needed.
He could have played.
That's what it was. Bad casting.
He could have played. He could have played a bartender.
Cameo.
Like the bartender. Come on, guys, get along.
He should have played the dog.
Let's do it. He's making that song and everything. Come on. What the fuck? That's my Nick Cage. Thank you.
That was pretty decent, actually.
The Hawaiian shirt did the acting.
So the thing that I've been listening to lately is I watched some stuff on the coming over, but I didn't know how to work the remote. So I didn't know there was a remote, so I could only pick off the first page. So it's like, fuck, man, I got 5.5 hours and I can only get like partway through the A's. And if anything had a number in the title, there wasn't anything I was going to watch. But I ended up watching something called Ghost Fleet, which was a documentary about these guys in Thailand who were basically one guy's story was he just went to a bar, met this girl in this Thai bar, and it was a local guy. and wakes up in the morning going like, I woke up and
They suck a dick.
he woke up on a ship and then was made to fucking fish until he escaped for years. And they talk to all these people who are basically have the same story. Some guys have been forced to fish on a ship that never goes to land for 20 years until they get close. They either some guys just end up getting killed, or other guys just jump in the water to kill themselves.
I want to see this.
It was on the
Sounds
plane.
like a lot of laughs.
Which airline? If you don't mind me asking.
I think Delta only going towards Hawaii, not going back. So but Ghost Fleet, look it up. It is crushing.
But that's been happening. That's what getting Shanghaied.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Exactly what that means.
Yeah.
You feel like you got Shanghaied in it.
Go into a bar and you'd fall through a trap door, and the next thing you know,
Seattle, that happened.
Yeah.
A friend of mine saw this shiny factory and drove up for just an interview, and he fell into one of those.
He wanted a tour.
Yeah, and now his badge doesn't work. And now he's fucking can't get a good parking spot.
I'm gonna have my preacher friend say a prayer for you.
My stock is tanking. I'm late for work. It's rough out there, man.
On Tubi, Chaille?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Tubi's
it was on the plane, so it was something that was on the
plane.
plane.
Tubi has a lot of those kind of things.
Thai activists risk their lives on remote Indonesian islands to help.
Yeah, they're trying the gal who's the story revolves around is her involvement in getting these guys back to where they were shanghaied, because when they finally escape, they jump off the ship. And there's a mothership that comes by and offloads all of the fish that they caught for 2 or 3 months. And then they give them their food for the next 2 or 3 months. And one time when they got close to an island, like dudes just started jumping overboard. And then they send guys out to go try and find those guys. One guy jumped off the ship and then lived on a remote island by himself for 6 years. Just eking out an existence. Other guys, they're just stuck somewhere.
But he didn't fish
no way
much.
to get home.
Like, fuck fishing. I'm just eating coconut.
Yeah. Crazy. Ghost Fleet, man. Check it out.
Wow, that sounds insane. I'm excited because I want to see the menu too. And I'll look up that book.
Man, yeah, it's it's not a comedy.
Well, neither was Banshees of Inisherin, but doesn't mean it's not winning awards. And speaking of awards, this is we're an award-winning podcast. I mean, we've never gotten any.
Did we get a Globe?
Award.
It wasn't watching.
We do appreciate you guys being out there and being on the other end of this so that we can keep doing this. Ads or no, we don't give a fuck about ads. We know we're not ad worthy. We don't give a fuck.
We have a niche. We seem to be able to get something.
We know the 9 people who watch this, and we appreciate them.
19.
Well, let's hope. Well, now that Andy's doing social media and promoting special last shot,
check my my socials for the hot link.
That TikTok.
See if I can get it together.
Dude, you're getting the fucking vernacular down. Check
check me out. I'm an Instagram and a TikTok personality.
Hell yeah.
It's negative. It's very negative.
Good. Follow Andy on any one of his number of TikTok channels for great content.
Watch them all. Watch all his channels.
Join them all.
Beginning to end, and then jump over to the live chat. I think of it as a living comment card where people can watch and react. And
now this live chat is on Friday. This comes out. So if you're seeing this right away, you can still do this.
3 p.m.
after Friday, then the live chat's already happened. But
if
I would imagine it's probably going to be on demand. Most of those things usually are.
Oh, nice. Well, you won't be able to call in. Is my point.
No, but you could actually watch what was happening
in the live chat.
Yeah, and if you got, all right, write your comments and shit. I'll read them and respond, unless it hurts my feelings. Especially if it hurts my feelings, will I respond?
I think people are going to love it. It's a great special, and I'm glad that the gang at 800 Pound Gorilla is helping more people see it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Fun.
So fuck yeah. And see more of us on Patreon. Patreon.com/issueswithandy. Just $5 a month. You get more of this fun, stupid stuff that we do. And we'd love to see you over there. And that's it. Thanks for being out there. We'll be right back here next week. Imagine what it could be over the next 7 days that irks Andy to the point.
Oh man, no, I'll be all happy. I won't be posting
Yeah,
shit.
it's over.
Yeah,
Jump the shark with this one.
I guess. All right, we'll tune in next week and find out. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.